This is Optimal Living Daily Relationships, episode 144. 7 Surprising Reasons You're Attracting Toxic People, part 1, by Cylon George with marcandangel.com. And I'm Joss Marie, your host and personal narrator, right here on the Relationships edition of Optimal Living Daily. This is the show where we bring you the best relationship blogs in the world from a variety of different authors every Monday through Friday, free of charge. We cover everything from dating and breakups to marriage and parenting. Today, I have part 1 of a 2-part post by Cylon George, a guest author on marcandangel.com. So make sure and come on back again tomorrow to hear the rest of this post. That'll be episode 145. Also, if you'd like to hear more from marcandangel.com, come on over and check out Optimal Living Daily. For those of you who may not know, OLD is one of the other shows in our podcast network where you can listen to Justin Mullick narrating more blog posts to you for free. He covers content regarding personal development, minimalism, Zen habits, and more. Just search for Optimal Living Daily from wherever you're listening to this show, or come by oldpodcast.com/listen. And with that, let's hear today's post as we start optimizing your life. 7 Surprising Reasons You're Attracting Toxic People, part 1, by Cylon George with marcandangel.com. Wrong things happen when you trust and give too much attention to the wrong people. Do you have toxic people in your life? Do they influence you in detrimental ways? Do they leave you feeling manipulated or bad about yourself after every encounter? If so, you're probably wondering how things got to be this way. Despite your positive attitude and approach to life, you find yourself unexpectedly surrounded by negativity. It might not occur to you that some of your strongest positive attributes may actually be attracting toxic people. These people may subconsciously feel threatened by your strengths, or they may just see you as an easy target. Either way, they will attempt to undermine or control you by limiting your peace of mind, happiness, or success. It's important to understand that every character's strength has what is commonly called a shadow side. When used too liberally, our strengths can become weaknesses and also make us more susceptible to toxic people. I've experienced this in my own life. One of my character strengths is that I am extremely sincere and compassionate. But when pushed to its limit, my sincerity and compassion can become people-pleasing. I've realized that I sometimes quickly appease people who are pushy or rude, just so they will like me. By doing so, I inadvertently allow these people to enter my life and subject me to their toxic behavior. I eventually learned to find my boundaries and say no, without losing myself in the process. I became aware of how people may try to use my character strengths to their advantage. This awareness has helped me ward off many toxic relationships. The key is not to suppress your positive character strengths, but to educate yourself so toxic people can't use them against you. If you feel like these people are drawn to you, here are 7 surprising reasons why this may be happening, and some actionable tips to help you address it. Number 1, you are a great listener. Let's face it, with technological distractions stealing our attention all the time, great listeners are hard to find. When you find one, it's hard not to take advantage of the rare opportunity to be heard. Toxic people, however, take things to the next level. They'll talk to you for hours when they can get away with it. They'll ignore every body language and verbal cue you throw at them. They'll share unsolicited negative details about their life every time they see you. And they're certainly not interested in what you have to say, because they're only interested in seeing and hearing things their way. If you're great at active or empathetic listening, you may find yourself unwittingly becoming the target of a conversational bully or narcissist. The fix. When entering into a conversation, decide how much time you can or wish to spend with the other person. Limit your conversations with toxic people to no more than a few minutes. Think ahead of time about some exit lines you can use when the time is up or when a lull in the conversation develops. Here are a few examples. It was great catching up with you, or I'll talk to you again soon, but right now I must. Or I've got to get back to work. The key to deploying this strategy well is to not send mixed messages. Let your body language and your words match. Of course, this will feel harsh and awkward sometimes, but it's a necessity for your own well-being. Number 2, you are incredibly generous with your time. Most people would agree that being generous is a desirable character trait. But beware, toxic people can be drawn to overly generous people. They will cling to you if you're willing to drop everything for them, answer all their calls, reply promptly to their emails, and fulfill their requests and demands every minute of the day. As they consolidate their power by demanding more and more of your precious time, you may find yourself becoming increasingly resentful. The fix. Generosity without boundaries is a recipe for toxic relationships. To establish healthy and reasonable boundaries, start by becoming aware of your feelings and needs. Note the times and circumstances when you're resentful of filling someone else's needs. Gradually build boundaries by saying no to gratuitous requests that are likely to cause resentfulness in you. Again, this will be hard at first because it will feel selfish. But if you've ever flown on a plane, you know that flight attendants instruct passengers to put on their own oxygen masks before tending to others, even their own children. Why? Because you cannot help others if you're incapacitated. In the long term, establishing and enforcing boundaries will be one of the most charitable things you can do for yourself and those you care about. They will preserve the best of you so you can share yourself with many wonderful people, not just the toxic ones who try to keep you tied up. Number 3, you're open, honest, and trusting with your dreams. Sadly, many people opt to settle in life. So, if you're striving for big dreams and goals, you're bound to attract the attention of a toxic person or two. If you freely share your dreams and goals with them, they may view you as aggressive, greedy, unrealistic, or selfish. Driven by the fear that you might actually succeed, they'll be ready with a word of discouragement. They'll try to plant seeds of fear and doubt, and as you begin to make progress, they'll double down on their strategy. The fix? Never share your deepest dreams and goals with people who have proven themselves to be toxic or close-minded, even if they ask you about them repetitively. Be especially wary of people who have lots of opinions but never challenge their own views, educate themselves, offer positive alternatives, or take action. To counteract their negativity, surround yourself with people who are pursuing similar dreams and goals and have a track record of success. Engage with those who lift you higher. Marc and Angel discuss this process in detail in the relationships module of Getting Back to Happy. Number 4, hear that in tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled 7 Surprising Reasons You're Attracting Toxic People by Cylon George with marcandangel.com. In addition to blogging, Cylon is a spiritual chaplain, musician, husband, and father of 6. If you'd like to read his blog, you can access it right at Spiritual Living for Busy People. It provides practical spiritual tips for living well. I cannot say how much I appreciate this post from Cylon. It actually encouraged me to examine my own relationships and take notes of the times I too may be attracting toxicity. So thank you to Marc and Angel for letting us share Cylon's post. We look forward to hearing part 2 tomorrow. And while this is the first time we're featuring Cylon's content here on OLD Relationships, we actually cover posts from marcandangel.com pretty frequently. And so does Justin Mullick over on Optimal Living Daily. So make sure and check out that show too if you'd like to hear more blog posts being narrated to you for free from marcandangel.com. Just search for Optimal Living Daily from wherever you're listening to this show or come by oldpodcast.com/listen. And that's all I've got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you again tomorrow for part 2 of this post. where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Marc and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.